Hi, hello there, and welcome back to STEAM It with Steve. Today we're going to go through how to add and subtract decimal numbers. So let's jump on in. So when we're looking at adding and subtracting decimal numbers, you need to make sure that the decimal point is lined up with the numbers that you're dealing with. As long as you've got that all lined up, everything else is going to come together. So let's go. So a lot of adding and subtracting is really important. If you do any financial trading, so for example, with cryptocurrency, you'll see that a lot of it's based off decimal points and percentages. So at the moment, when I was filming this, $1 currently is worth 0.00000096 Bitcoins. And having an understanding of how decimals work helps you to understand how the value of that money has sort of gone. Many years ago, Bitcoin was only worth $1. So you could have bought you could be quite well off right now if you bought that $1 worth of Bitcoin. Okay, so what are some decimal numbers? What we're going to cover is how to represent the fraction real number version, and then how to take out that decimal point, and what the fraction part is, and then what the whole number is. And basically what happens is you have the decimal point, and then the fraction part's the smaller part, and then the whole number is the other side of it there. So when we add, very simple process. Line up the decimal points. As soon as you've done that, everything else will fall into place because it's exactly the same as what you've done for years. You then add up each column and then transfer across. So if needed, add in some zeros if the numbers don't have the same length. So for example here, what I've got is 30.64 plus 2.175. And you can see is that I've lined up the decimal place. Now to make my life a bit easier, I would add in a zero there just so that I can see that the columns all lined up. And then effectively it's the same as 30,640 plus 2,175. And then you just go through and add. So 0 plus 5 gives you 5. 4 plus 7 gives you 1, carry the 1. 1 plus 6 plus 1 gives you 8. 0 plus 2 gives you 2. And then the 3. And then decimal place gets transferred down. So those two numbers add together to give you 32.815. Cool. So just a little bit of exploration. Have a go at those ones. Cool. So for the first one, 0.63 plus 0.89 gives you 1.52. 1.235 plus 2.789. Line up those decimal places, and you got 4.024. And then 3.56 plus 4.287. Line up the decimal places, and you should have got 7.847. Cool. So a little bit more of a challenge. Pause the video, have a go at those ones. So for question 1, 5.3 plus 6.2 plus 0.5 gave you 11. Question 2, 4.723 plus 0.01 plus 12.2 gave you 16.924. 43.5 plus 116.29 plus 7.3 plus 0.227 gave you 167.317. Question 4, 0.0076 plus 1.23 plus 0.9 gave you 2.1376. And then question 5, 37 plus 3.45 plus 1.98 plus 548.7 gave you 591.13. Cool. So when you subtract, pretty much exactly the same. We just need to make sure we line up that decimal point and then subtract each column, and then take away the using the borrowing method, we can subtract away. So if we had this one, 543.234, subtracting 32.863, the decimal points are all lined up. So the thousands, the hundreds, the tenths, the ones, the tens, and the hundreds columns are all good to go. And you basically go through. So 4 take away 3 would be 1. 3 take away 6 you can't do, so you borrow from the 2. So that would drop down. And basically you get 510.371. Cool. So have a go at these guys. Just pause the video. So for 2.56, take away 1.29, you got 1.27. 4.89, take away 3.34, gave you 1.55. 6.98, take away 4.57, gave you 2.41. So now just pause the video and have a go at these challenging questions. Cool. So for the first one, 57.703 take away 16.21 gave you 41.493. 6.1 take away 0.2 gave you 5.9. 23.57 take away 16.88 gave you 6.69. 22.6 take away 13.54 gave you 9.06. And then 48.6 take away 9.951 gave you 38.649. Cool. So a little bit more of problem-solving style questions. And yeah, this will hopefully help get you ahead in the game. So a small bag of chips costs $1.25. A large bag costs $2.78 more than a small bag. If you buy 3 large bags, how much would you have spent? So as costs 1.25, our large bag costs 2.78 more than a small bag. So you can't just use the 2.78. So you need to add those together. So pause the video, have a go, see how you go. Cool. So first step is you would find out a large bag by adding 1.25 plus the 2.78, which gave you $4.03. Then you would add those together. So 3 large bags is 4.03 plus 4.03 plus 4.03, and that gave you 12.09. So have a go at this one. Pause the video. So to keep fit, Angela runs each day. Last week she ran 3.8 kilometers, then 4.1, then 2.3, 2.6, 3.0, 0.9, and then 1.8. How far did she run last week? So you just need to add all those together, and you got 18.5. Electrician needs these lengths of cable to complete a wiring job. So he needs 12.3, 4.8, 18.7, 7.98, 13.65, and 23.6. How many meters of cable did the electrician use? It's the first question. And then if a full spool of cable is 100 meters long, how many meters of cable were left in the spool after he had finished the job? So you would add them together. So you got 12.3 plus 4.8 plus 18.7 plus 7.98 plus 13.65 plus 23.6, and then you got 81.03. And then for part B, you do 100, take away that answer, and you got 18.97 meters. Question 4, Kyle's expenses are shown on the table across here. So you got food, clothing, car, rent, entertainment, and savings. How much did she spend? So you add it all together. You got $605.56. How much does she have left after her salary of $620.80? So you take them away, and she's left with $15.24. So a odometer in a car measures the distance the car has traveled. The odometer reads below. So this one here says 21,456.9 kilometers. So the red digit shows the tenths of a kilometer. Find the distance traveled on a holiday. The odometer below shows the reading from the start, which is the first one, and then the end underneath it. And basically just need to take those two numbers away, and you got 638.9 kilometers. Cool. So there is a Dr. Frost there for you guys to have a play with. Suggest jumping into that, as that does give you some pretty good ideas. So hopefully that's giving you some ideas of how to do decimal add and subtract. If you've taken anything away, just make sure you align that decimal point straight underneath. As long as you've got that good to go, pretty much all the math that needs to happen there becomes pretty easy. So that's it from me. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and also sign up for those notifications, as it does help with that YouTube algorithm. And we're trying to promote the maths as available for everyone, and we can sort of get that message out there. It would be really, really cool. That's it for me. Thanks again, and see you next time on Steam It with Steve. Adios.